welcome to EVE Online. I'm Major Freak. This is going to be about a skilling spree, basically. I find that active shield tanking and a stable cap, active shield tanking, and lasers that, are standard lasers, they'll never run out of ammo, is the best way to do skilling spree for you guys when you're not paying attention, you're just in an asteroid belt, and you've been away for like 10 minutes AFK, you come back and your ship's being attacked. And active shield tanking is great because it's cap stable and you can just turn it on when you enter system as you're doing the belts, and you can just walk away and forget it. And as you lock up your the rats, you can just turn on your radio crystal and just walk away and not care, because at some point it's going to start hitting. You won't have to reload, and you'll quickly get your allotted skilling spree. With my mains, I'll go with a Merlin with lasers and shield, active shield. It's great. But with my mains, I like to go with a Jackdaw, and it's auto-targeting. You don't even have to target rats. All they have to do is go hostile to you, or even sometimes not even that. And you can just, I don't group them, and I just stagger the launches, and I just blam, you kill them all, and you work the next belt and do it all over again. I usually you'll find the systems you like going to when you're almost guaranteed to get rats in belts. Some systems are worse than others. I haven't actually figured the math. A wise old player once said to me, it's something to do with how many gates, how many belts, and how many jumps are in the system. I'm not sure about the math, and I'm not sure how to translate that into something practical, but kind of trust what he said, but I'll eventually figure it out. But for reality is, practical reasons, just you'll discover which system gives you the most rats on a given day, on any given day. And, just wander around the belts in that system and just gank them. I assume don't go to a system with too many belts, because that's probably just wasting your time. There's not going to be a rat in every belt. I usually like a system like Shuria. It's pretty cool. I like Secura too. It's got a fair number of belts. I think at least half a dozen. Between half a dozen and a dozen, I think it's perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Totally, right? Yeah, 12 would be the maximum. 6 would be the minimum. Yeah, it's a great little fit. Highly recommend it if you have Omegas. But Merlins are just perfectly fine. Alright. Now you've got all your skilling spree, and what I've discovered over the years of doing skilling spree is it's handy to have one station that you can just whip over to, jump in your skilling spree ship and hop out and do some belts. Or if it's like a lot of rats, you're like, maybe I could do a mission. And so you pick a mission and go out and you do it and get you use EVE University to figure out how many rats are in the mission. What I usually do is I open up the mission. If I don't like it, I reject it, and I don't use the agent again. I'll go do belts, because the last thing I want is to try it again and get 1 of 5 or some BS mission that I don't want. I'm like, oh man, and then you're stuck with getting a standing set. So just, if you're going to reject it, and just walk away from the agent for that day. If there's 2 agents at the station or level 1, great. That's perfect. You could mix and match, or even one of your alts on a multi-boxing account has a great mission with more than 10, 20 rats in it, so all the rest of them can fleet up and all your alts can get their skilling spree in one mission. Perfect. Merlins are great for that. I also like to use Navy issue Comets, I think. No, hookbill. Sorry, navy issue hookbill. Hookbills are fun. But yeah, Merlins all the way. And I was thinking, okay, one station to rule them all. And I've hit on Bashakru. And I'm like, oh, okay. That Bashakru's a nice gateway system to my area. Central, controlling, all that great stuff. And it's mostly where I keep all my alts there because it's just central. It's great. But I was thinking, well, with the new rules for jump clone switching at NPC stations, I'm gravitating more and more towards NPC stations that have clone services, medical bay. And there's 2 of them of the 5 stations in Shuria that have medical bays. No, actually, sorry, my bad. 3 of them. All right. So there's 3 of them there. There's 3 of them here. And I was thinking, okay, how am I going to work it that I do this? And I've realized that I might want to switch because I've got my Jackdaws in Imperial shipment storage in Shuria, and I've got for my mains, and I've got my Merlins for my alphas over in Bashakru at the Imperial shipment station there. And it's got a level 1 combat agent there. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I don't really have a rhyme or reason for having shield tanking here and having active armor tanking at the Ardishapur in Shuria. And I'll show you right here so you get a visual representation. So yeah, I've got my active shield tanking. And I might not actually have it on this account. Give me a sec. All right, so I've got active shield tanking at the Imperial shipment in Shuria and active armor tanking at the Ardishapur, just because by keeping those ships separate and the implants for those type of ships, that type of fit in the same station, it makes life much easier and instills in you an attitude of, hey, I can actually quickly figure out what ship I want to fly, and it starts to, you get a bit smarter at, oh, hey, I might actually be able to use this kind of ship because I'll be able to do it quickly and easily. And you start thinking of better fits for your ships, and you go, do I really need this fit? How often do I use it? All that stuff. And it broadens your horizons instead of just one pack rat station with everything on it. That's just a mess, and you never get time to get around to figuring out what you really want to fly or what's best to fly, etc., right? Frustration means you're going to take the easier route, which is usually the ship fly, which might not be the best ship for the situation, right? Anyways, so the Ardishapur has the medical bay, and it's got a combat agent. The Imperial shipment does not have a medical bay and does not have a combat agent. So we want a combat agent, but it would be also nice to have a medical bay. You don't really need a medical bay because once you've picked your stake, because look at it this way, if I wanted to move out all my stuff, well, actually, it's liberating, this new NPC station clone swapping thing. It's awesome. Bashakru's Ardishapur has a medical bay, and it's nice because that station is in the middle of the system, and it's, if you undock, you're able to descan the entire system, which is an attractive place. And I really want to start moving stuff to Ardishapur, and I like to roleplay, and leveling up your agents that are of the same, that you're based at mostly, or you like to base at, or you think it's smart to base at. It kind of infuses your gameplay with a little bit of game lore. The scraps that CCP shits out at arse whenever it feels like it's doing a narrative arc. Yeah. Can you believe their chutzpah in, like, we're going to do a narrative arc, and they haven't a clue how to do it. They're not doing it. I mean, have you looked at there's no new Chronicles for years. There's, what do they expect narrative arcs to be? At hanging around them on Twitch to hear their scraps of their pearls of wisdom. Oh, narrative arc, we're getting involved. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, that's literally, isn't it? Their idea of narrative arc. Mind-blowing. Anyways, yeah, we're getting hints of what the ships are. We're getting hints of what the faction warfare is. We're getting, no, it's, you basically have to listen to an hour's worth of them driveling on Twitch to even get a glimpse of the chaos that's going to hit us. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice that we can maybe kind of integrate ourselves by running missions for agents that are at stations that we think are strategically and tactically important to us as players, Ugh. So I'd like to move it to the Ashapur Family Bureau in Bash, but keep all my skilling spree ships at one station, including the Omegas. So if I can move my Omegas from the current one to the Adashapur, which has Comet Agent level 1, and then I can move all my, like, every other character that's nearby that's doing skill spree in the area to the Sharia Ardishapur. So whenever I want a skill spree, I go, right, Ardishapur, off we go with this character. And I don't have to think about which station, which character. And I don't need to now because I know where all my ships are. But it's nice to have that, oh, okay, my skilling ships are there, my Jackdaw's there, it's a shield booster, but what if I want to go up against something that I need extra boosting power from my crystals that, are just lying there. I could use them easy enough. Going through, Shuria's asteroid belt's not going to be a threat to my Jackdaw. Well, what if I wanted to tackle something stronger, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I need to move shop, right? Okay, so how do I go about doing that? Let's do it right now. Because thinking about the process, it's like, when a plan meets the enemy, it just, no plan survives contact with the enemy. And that's especially true with Eve. Especially when you start forgetting things like, oh, I just forgot something back at high. I'm just, hypothetical. It's like, or you forgot an item, or you just realized your fit wasn't good, or your implant, you're missing one, or, oh crap, something, and you send somebody else off to MR Trade Hub to get that item for you, or then you realize you've got it at another station, and yeah, you know it. I know it. And then you leave station without it in your cargo, and yada, yada, yada. Oh, hey.
Avoid the pain of overpriced data with a big gig unlimited plan for just $45 a month.
Why get a COVID-19
For
booster
background
shot? What's in it for you? Boosters can
music,
help lessen the
I
severity
keep
of
you doing a
COVID
scout
if you
up.
get it. And by lessening the chance of severe
Oh,
illness,
wow.
you'll hopefully be able to do more of the things
What
you
is
love.
that mess?
Get your booster shot booked today.
What is that? That's on the Sharagate. Ooh, Sharaside. Oh, come on. What? It had 3 of 9?
It's got that, hey,
What the?
give me a bite taste. It's perfect with stolen
Jesus.
fries.
Okay, guys,
And
just really 3 of 9. Wow, that's out of control. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to find out what's happening in Udama later. Yeah. Anyways, so normally I listen to Udama Twitch. I could listen to my own tracks, but yeah, yeah, never mind. Yeah, whatever, right? Okay, so heading to Bashakru, not trying to do the waypoints I've got set up. Yeah, it's my fob scouting waypoints. I try not to break those. It's kind of a pain setting them all up. I wish there was an automated way to do it, but nope, there's not. You know, if you could have a selected path of waypoints and then be able to, like, you know, cut and paste kind of thing. Can you import that into your route? That would be cool. I mean, they did it for skills. Could they do it for, you know, interesting? All right. Is it really? Jesus. Wow, that's crazy. All right. So sure, yeah. So we'll dock up at, now how are we going to do this? Because I've got my current implants, okay, talisman. What I want to do is I want to just switch it. So I'll move all the ships from here to here and vice versa. So I don't think I need to switch. I don't need to worry about this clone. I just need to start doing it. So let's just do it. And this is what I'll do for the rest of my alts to my mains too. And my other nearby alts on these clients and the alphas too. And yeah, whole 9 yards. It's going to be a huge shift, but I think it'll be fun. Well, I enjoy shuffling deck chairs on the Titanic. Call me crazy. It's kind of fun. You know, just making it simpler, making it more organic, making it make a little bit more sense and maybe a little more tuned to the realities of, you know, just not a random station, because I literally picked these stations at random pretty much to, you know, what I was going to place where. So what I need to do first is let's get the implant set. Oh, implant set. There we go. Okay, so I've got the implant set. I'll get in my skilling spree and start shuffling ships back and forth. And what I'll need to do is, while I'm doing the initial, is to do the initial skill clone, implants clone switching as well. All right, Jesus, those were long ads. What is going on here? Wow, back at the Icota Gate. Look at all that. What are they? Wow, that is crazy. All right, bring up the dock and no, go that way. Ministry, Imperial Shipment, and Archbishop Per. Great. 2nd and 5th. Got it. All right. And this is the biggest hurdle in EVE, just to sort your ships, and that's why I liked to have all my ships in the same system. I've mostly got that, but honestly there's lots of room for improvement. But at least I've got a system with 5+ NPC stations, And the cool thing is I've got 2 medical bays in system. So that's cool. NPC. Alright, so hopefully I remember which ships to switch. Asclepian, that's the one. So I'm going to leave my crystal here. So the new home for the crystals is here. And I get into... Oops. And just start switching. And of course it's got, yeah, the level 1 security for, you know, my other alts, which haven't done a lot of missioning. So that would be extremely helpful. So, alright. And back and forth we go. Oh, cool. Alright. I like to put the guns in 1, my prop mod in 3, any offensive E-War modules in 5 and 6. I like to keep my cloak in number 2, F2, but yeah, ship's fits are rarely easily plugged into cubby holes, aren't they? And sorry about not muting the mic because this Yeti blue microphone, the next step up in microphone technology and where I am at, has a mute button that is so horribly screwed up. And I don't think it's a warranty issue. I think it's just the model and brand and crap. That when I first started making these videos, I would be constantly having it muted. And not only that, it's such a shit design that the mute button, when it's active, is solid. Well, when you're talking and it's actually not muted, it's solid. But when you're muted, it flashes. Yeah. Yeah, tell me about it. It's that bad. Whoops. I'm talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay. SV5 faux fum. This was meant to be used offensively on a hostile upwell to take out something. I forget. I forget what it was supposed to take out. It was useful for something. I forget. It was a tailored design. Specifically for something, I just forget what. But there are no hostile upwells around here, so yeah, there you go. Or was this? No, this is V5. This is definitely, yeah. Or is it for something else? I forget. When you pick a name, you start using that name for other things to your other purposes. That's when you really screw up. And I think I did. All right. Yay, my Redeemer that I've never thrown in harm's way. I think the fit's shit, actually. I've really got to dive into making a good fit, but without actually having used it in combat, it's really difficult to picture what kind of fit I'd need, right? Because there's so many different Redeemer fits on ZKale. It's just amazing. Even the people you think are fitting it well, I don't know. Maybe you should start looking at the highest, the best. First of all, I want to see what the hell's going on in Amazon. What are we going on? What's happening here? Oh, it's Black Flag. Or is it Ivy League? What the hell? Domain research? What the hell? Okay. Dark exploit. Spectre Fleet. No. No, yes. Okay then. I'm assuming... Wow. Okay then. What do we have going on here? It looks like Black Flag and Up Against Random People got it. Okay, it's not an actual fight. It's more like Black Flag going nom 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 nom. Gotcha. Nothing to see there. That was crazy. I can't believe how many ads there were for that Twitch break. Holy crap. And this is my Murdos Commander asteroid belt ship. Never actually tried it against one. That's in lowsec, of course. Yeah, specifically against Garista because apparently the kinetic resistance is all you need against that kind of ship. It exclusively fires kinetic. It's like lol, okay. Min-max for that one. So this is an armor tanking one for going up against Mordos. I haven't looked at the fit for a very long time. I think it's remote. I think it's a spider tank. For when I'm multi-boxing. Mordos is soloing it. Yeah, totally right. There you go. What do we got here? Jesus, triple tank? Local tank and a what? And a small... Weird. What do we have going on here? Triple rep. That's, ambitious. And is radar. Oh, I wonder if this is a fit I thought up to use against Phobs? Maybe? I know, right? You're like, wow, look at all these bits I've never actually used. Wow. Yeah, it's like, you look at your collection of ships, and you're like, wow, I fit this like years ago. I have no idea what it's for. I don't even remember what kind of implant set I was using it with. You know, what is it? Like, you know, when I dock at this station and I'm moving ships around, I know that they're active tanking in their armor or shield. And I've got the proper implant set, right? But what if you didn't have the proper implant set and you docked at the station with all your stuff and you're like, what tank is this ship? You know, you don't even know what tank it is when you're looking at ships in your vast collection, right? You're like, I have no idea what the ship was. You know, it's called Poop Fest. I mean, what role was it? You know, what was the purpose of that Poop Fest? What? Like Sphees Fies Faux Fum, that was... I first named that, coined it for a hostile upwell going against probably some light tactical destroyer, maybe. but what if I actually use the name for some other purpose? And I'm like, oh crap. So yeah. But I know that when I get in this ship, I immediately know what tank it is. You know? And then obviously by just looking at the ship, you know what kind of weapon system it's got, because mostly ships have you know, bonuses for weapons. So of course you're gonna tailor it to that kind of weapon system. So cloaking F2, prop in F3, and then I put that, and that's E-War, so I'll put in F. Okay, and then I put, yeah, I guess I could put it there. Why is that offline? I think it has to be offline, doesn't it? Yeah. I think I offline the cloak in order to use that. Or something else, I forget. What was this for? Kraken Whore. This is... Kraken Whore is definitely for... Like, originally named Kraken Whore for stuff that was going to do Black Ops stuff, right? Yeah, and if you name a ship, you're going to remember the use for that name. Just pray you don't use that name for another purpose, then you're screwed. Then you're like, what? What's going on? And then you stop using different ships. You just keep using the same ship over and over again, which is crippling for you. But if you're like me, you're not a huge PvPer, so you don't use a lot of ships, so you don't get an organic experience of what that purpose is. You're relying on guesswork, naming, and in my case, which station I've got it docked at. But if you use it a lot, you don't, you know, if you're not a Care Bear, you're gonna know what purpose your ships are for, and you're probably gonna have lots of types. But I don't PvP a lot, so I need all the help I can get. So I've got 2 more ships to do. Outrider for my stagecoach doctrine. It's a fun little ship. A lot of DPS in this boat. It's great. Some of my characters use it for skilling spree. It kills things quick. Best defense is a good offense. Well, except if you totally go AFK and don't pay attention, and then you're dead. Oops. Alright, last one. So yeah, now I've got all my active tank, for this character at least, and I'll do the rest of them slowly, at the other station. And I've got Imperial Shipment, which doesn't have Combat Agent, which doesn't have a medical bay. Now the only problem with not having a medical bay is, what was the problem anyways? Give me a sec, let me think about that. I didn't implant, I wanted to... That was it. I wanted to put an implant set where there was none before at that station. And the only way you can do that is if you jump clone out to another station. But if it's got a medical clone bay, you can then swap into a fresh clone and then you're set, right? Before it wasn't an issue because NPC stations, you'd be forced to have a cooldown, but now you don't, right? So medical bays are more attractive now. Now that would be the TLDW. This is why I'm doing it, because, well, it's more attractive, so it's more important, therefore it's more strategically important, and like I said, the Bachakra one is in the middle of the system where you can descan everything, so it's not only tactically important, it's strategically important. So... but not like I've ever sat at Udashapur Station and Bashakru and descanned because I'm not at war constantly with enemies flying all about that I worry about. Alright, almost done. Cool. So one of my so I've got so I've got 5 alts, secondary alts, no, tertiary alts, 5 tertiary alts that I need to move to Shuriar Dishapur instead of Bashakru Imperial shipment. That'll take a while, but luckily I've only got 1 ship and I don't even have implants for them, so pizza cake, done. But I've got 5 other mains that need transferring, and they've got a lot of ships and implants. My secondary alts don't have skilling spree ships, most of them, in the area. They're off in Jeddah doing skill farming, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I've got my alphas. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 alphas that do skilling spree in the area. That's like close to, or what, at least 15, at least a dozen more stuff to do. So yeah, that'll be an all-day thing, but I think it'll be rewarding, and hopefully at the end of it I won't think, well, that was a huge waste of time. But yeah, there we go. And I think my Centurion's here. Oh, sorry, Talismans are here. Hello. There, done. And jump in ship. Yeah, you can actually start the undocking process even if your session timer is still cooling off. It's an interesting shortcut. I don't know the mechanic and why, but it works. And I'm pretty sure, like, I'm pretty sure you can jump out of your ship even as session timer. It's just boarding. No, that's not true. Let's test it. I'm pretty sure you can't. You totally can. All right, so jumping out of your ship when you dock and undocking after you boarded a ship with the session timer, whatever, you can totally do it while the session timer is doing its thing. Talisman, crystal. I've got my talisman. Voila. Now, why wasn't the ship in the same place I left my talismans? I have no idea. Oh, wait, because I was testing. Nah, lol. Alright, so, sorry, brain fart. So yeah, here is the level 1 security agent that my alphas and tertiary alts can access. And now I'll eventually, by the end of the day, have everybody with their active shield tanking ships at this station in Shuria. And I'll immediately know, always, where to go. And yeah, it hopefully it will add some roleplay elements, backstory. And now that my people are doing the Ardeshapur, I'll be more interested in trying to run missions for them, be more comfortable, getting to know the names and the looks of the agents, maybe even look into the backstory of Artish Pur, and start maybe doing, because when I started the game, I went with theology because of, you know, the whole Warhammer 40k ethos and Sisters of Battle and, you know, boobs in armor, yay, and guns. Then I realized early on that none of theology had industry, factories in their stations. So that sucks. How am I gonna grow my empire? Blah, blah, blah. And so I moved to Ministry of Internal Order, and they even have it at level 5 in lowsec. So I'm like, oh, that'd be fun. But then I realized I never used the damn industry, and I never used who would dare to do carrier missions in lowsec? Why? Unless you control the area, right? So I should have stuck with theology, but here I'm in the area. I'm going, Artish Pur. What do they offer besides the tactical and strategic values, you know, that I just mentioned? Why would I be here? Like, you're starting to think, why would I be here? And you're starting to give your own backstory of like, oh, why did I, you know, just try to build that storyline of, you know, try to integrate yourself into shoehorn yourself basically into the game to make it feel more organic, you know? It's like, maybe you like the color of the station, I don't know. Yeah. And I have a corp station here with crap. I need to move all this stuff. I gotta remember, I gotta move all this crap over to using a freighter. Mostly using a freighter. Over to the other station. But I don't think I have, and this is a temporary thing. I don't think I have a corp hangar at the other station. So I'll probably just get a bowhead. I got one nearby. Move the fitted ships, and I could use a deep space transport. Bowhead's nearby. I think I have. Like, I'll only rent it if it's cheap, right? How are we doing anyways, Fricks? Barf. Well, I need that, so I'm gonna suck it up and pay it. Shuria 4-1. Ouch, 17 million. Jesus. And I won't even be able to. Oh no, wait. Lol. No, that's not. I'm so used to millions that I just didn't see it being billions. I just, oh god, I only had 13 million. No, get used to being rich. Do a lot of fobs these days. Pirate strongholds. Alright, corporate. Yeah, I do have a corporate, and they're all, of course, my active shield, so I'm going to have to move all that, but luckily it looks like, god, even a DST could do that. But yeah, definitely a freighter. I'll do the freighter run, and yeah, I'll get that sorted too. No big deal, nothing really, yeah. So yeah, it's just the 5th Division. Doing stuff. Oh dear. Yawn. That's taken care of.
Time to kick ass.
Oh,
Gonna
God.
need a soundtrack. Ship, favorites playlist, track 1.
Wow, only 4 commercials. I'm thrilled. Let's get you back to where you were and start the whole process over again with another character. But yeah, that's essentially what I'm thinking of doing. or how my brain process works for, you know, why should I switch stations? Why should I go through the trouble of shuffling all this crap? Because of the reason is I've finally settled on a ship for my alphas and tertiary alts, the Merlin, the active tanking, shield repper, cap stable. That'll do it easy enough. And why not place it with my other shield tanking? And then I was thinking, okay, I don't want to, like, Imperial shipment, I just don't like the sound of. And I honestly, I don't want to dedicate that in Bashakru, as I'd rather keep everybody in Shuri as much as possible. So I'm thinking I need a combat agent. And then I noticed that our Deshapur has a combat agent level 1. So I'm like, perfect. Why don't I move all my active shield tanking ships there? And then it just naturally, eventually, like, it took a while, but I eventually realized that Merlins were great and I'm going to use them. And I really haven't found a better ship. I mean, the Succubus is great for that role, and it's really expensive, and very gankable. So I'm not really interested in making all my alphas AFKable in asteroid belts, just going derp, because, you know, that's just asking for it. So yeah, Merlin it is. I haven't found a better ship. I might, but I like the active shield tanking, that, and the laser. So yeah, it's easy math. The Imperial Slicer's fun. It'll kill things quick, but what if I go AFK? I can't ignore an Imperial Slicer in a belt and just derp to derp. It's dead, you know? So I have to be careful of that. Surprised these guys haven't started unanchoring their Astra. Anyways, whoops. Okay, let's see. I don't recognize any of these names. I'm assuming they're Black Flag still. Although why Black Flag would want to garner kill mails is beyond me. I mean, kill rights is beyond me. But you'd have to gank a pod to get a kill right, so maybe they're just being careful. As long as you don't gank, or as long as you don't point or web or shoot at a pod, you should be fine for not getting a kill right in lowsec. So, yeah, there's that. I don't think they would have stayed long. I'm guessing that they just did a flyby, right? How long were they in there? For 5 minutes? I don't think they were in there longer than that. Yeah, totally right. Maybe they were there to ambush a whelp fleet, perhaps? Who knows? Anyway, so it must be Dark Star Angels, because, you know, gotta be. Yeah, looks like a... Yeah, Dark Star Angels. Okay. That's all there is, basically. Yeah, I don't recognize any Black Flags. So Dark Star Angels, I'm betting. Sorry. Alright, what are we gonna do? Yeah, and just what I'll do is I'll make sure that's, yeah, two level 1 agents in that next to Jita station. So handy for my skill farms. This one needs to go to Shuria. I guess if I was more a courier kind of person, trader, alt, hauler person, I'd enjoy the roleplay of the Imperial shipment agents. But for me, it was just mere convenience. You know? But, yeah, sure it is. And slowly go through each client, shutting it down when I'm done, moving on to the next one, ad nauseum, just slowly, patiently doing it. And it'll get done quicker that way, without me having to go back and forth and forgetting things. And the nice thing about these characters, I just need to do one thing and I don't have to worry about implant sets or anything. It's just done. 100%. Oh, this is a... Yeah, this is my Galenti Ganker, but it's literally, I do not need to switch clones because I just literally do not have, you know, A, I'm not training the queue, and B, I don't have any other uses for implants for this character other than improving my gank skills. Yeah, voila. That's done for that. So close that one down. Move on to the next one. Shuria, Imperial. Nah. And what I do when I run out of ISK is I only transfer 5 million per character, and I keep all my ISKs in my corporate wallet, and preferably one corporate wallet. So it'll drain 1 million instead of my low price of like 10 ISK. But I think it's totally worth it. It'll cost a pretty penny. Well, only 2 million each character, each of my mains, but I think it's totally worth it. And switching each time, I'm totally cool with that. 1 million cost, hell yeah. If it incurs no cooldown, it means convenience, 100%. So, I don't have an implant set there. I'm pretty sure I have ships there though. Do I have any active tanking? Yeah, I do. But I don't have Asclepian. I've got 9 of 10 jump clones. It's because I have the Rapture. I went with some Rapture and forgot I didn't have Asclepian. It's pretty expensive Rapture too. Meh. It is what it is, right? Alright, so check this out. This is perfect. So I'm able to, like what I said in the halfway through this, was that the attraction of a medical base station is that you can move a jump clone there without incurring cooldown by installing clone. By installing clone, thank you. Bingo. Okay, that's installed. I'll make sure I jump into my Centurion as soon as I dock so I don't forget. Or maybe I won't. Yeah, I'll just shuffle and then do it at the end, just like the others, so I don't accidentally... Well, no, I just destroy it, wouldn't I? Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do. And that's the cool thing about doing this, is that you can glance at the ships in the hangar, look at their names, and go, I know this is an active shield tank. And then you go, that's an Ares, that's a Tranus, and then you can think, what purposes can I use that for in that situation for tank, knowing I'm going hybrid and probably propulsion jamming stuff. And you go, were those names, the Grey Wolf and were they appropriate? You got to remember, if you completely forget the original use of that name for the purpose, then you can go, oh, is that the best name for it? And you think of changing the name and possibly using that name for something else, right? If you completely forgot the use of that name that you originally made it for the purpose, then, like here, Kitty Kitty was for use against Caracals, right? Because Caracal is a cat. Back and forth, back and forth. And this sucker... This was meant to be... I remember. Smasher. It was originally meant to be Sinobait. But it was also originally meant to be when you're on a lowsec gate and suckering people into fighting you, so you can trap them and let the sentry guns do most of the DPS. That was this this function, this sucker. Wow, that's a lot of freaking buttons to press. I'll just leave them the way they were. They are. It's too bad you can't group these. In fact, why can't you group those? Is there a reason we can't group those? Anyways. Back and forth, back and forth. And it plus gives me a chance to double check I've got. Is this shield booster good? Double check the placement of my modules, because it's really awkward when you're trying to rush about multi-boxing and your modules aren't in the proper area, so you can quickly press the function keys, which is hugely important, especially for multi-boxing. Yeah, what is the Grey Wolf? Yeah, it seems appropriate, doesn't it? On the hunt. Okay, wait. Ardishapur... Shit. Ardishapur is supposed to be shield, so why is this here? Whoops. I might not have shuffled it around yet. Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. I know this is F8, but yeah. That'll be auto repeat off. Yeah, I really wish these were, well, I really wish you could group them, honestly. I really do. Alright, so these are... This is a Tyrannus with active shield, 2 active shield, silverback. Yeah, I'll take it. Guns, NOS, drop, and I'll put these at the end. But no point. Interesting. Electron blaster. Okay, in close. Gets in close and blasts, but there's no tackle. Did I forget the tackle? Okay, butthole is supposed to be what? Yeah, there it is. Armor tanking. Okay, cool. Yeah, and plus it's also nice to start to always think about better places to put your ships, because it lets you look at your ships again if you haven't used them for a while, going, what the heck is this ship? So it's handy. Making sure your module's in the right. Is this a capacitor booster? Okay, I need it there. Cloak's there. That's there, and you can be there, right? No. There. Wunderbar. Okay, that feels better. I don't think that worked. Whatever. Okay, so leave ship. Jump. Destroy. Don't need it anymore. There. Shuffle the rest of those active armor tanks back to this station, and then we'd be done with this character. and this client, because I don't have a tertiary alt on this character. I mean, this client, sorry. Yeah, sorry about not muting. It's just the mute button is horrendous. Maybe in the future. But, yeah, not at the moment. Yeah, an upgrade to this would probably cost 500, so there's no way. I bought the microphone because I was getting views on my channel, which was amazing. You know, up from 1 a month, but yeah, that's as far as I'm gonna be willing to go, so. If you bitch about it, that's on you. You're same kind of category as the people who say, I can't hear you, the volume's too low, and they've got their YouTube volume dialed down. It's like, okay, whatever, buddy. There are some, like 10% of the people who say, I can't hear you, are legit. So you always want to check your video to see if the volume's proper, but 9 times out of 10, yeah. Tell me about it. But yeah, they're legitimate complaints. You just gotta, you know, take it seriously until you don't. I used to engage with people like that, but now I just do 100% comment filter, and if it's constructive or if it looks like a troll and I haven't studied it yet, I'll like leave it for a while till I double check the numbers, and then I'll let it through the filter once I've double checked the numbers, and sometimes triple checked. Like that the guy who commented on my latest skill farming video, that it was profitable when I totally thought you needed double the profit. No, you just needed 33% of the 33% difference in value for the skill injector, and it was profitable last September, literally. And I just jumped on the bandwagon way too late, and it went from break even to you're basically subsidizing 50 to 60% of your grinding to Plex. Yeah, it's yeah, whatever, right? All right, I think I've got everybody. Sure, yeah. Whoa. Oh, right. Jesus. Wait, no, that's not the one to look at. Shield, 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 shield. Perfect. And all these are shield. Armor. Perfect. All right, I'm done. Awesome. Sweet. You're done. Get you back to where you belong. Close the client. Do another one. Yeah, it's pretty funny. You look at these people and are like, man, they're losers. They're just sitting around at the gate doing nothing, shooting the shit. And you got to think, well, they look at miners and think exactly the same thing. What a bunch of losers just sitting around an asteroid, just plugging away at it. Is that... Are all these people Like, now I'm curious. Alright, that's done. Dock up. Oh, the wife's awake. And end the video. Thanks for watching.